What people don't know about Star Wars, it actually talks about the intergalactic war between the fallen angels.
Is why Atlantis is still underwater. We have water that covers the earth with the flood, and there's kind of an obvious question, which is, well, where did all the water go? And
welcome back to the Codex Files. Foo! Thanks for tapping in. And tonight we're back on the mic with the most creepy TikToks and wild conspiracies on the internet. So do me the biggest favor and hit and smash the like button for me, smash the subscribe button and join the family if you like videos like this.
One of the things that I came across was sirens were behind the music industry. Like they were using samples of siren songs and trying to match melodies around them or whatever
get people
frequency.
hooked on certain songs, you make people like them more type shit. Like
yeah, so the chorus, you know, you fill in the words with whatever the harmony is because the harmony they know is going to be hypnotizing naturally, right?
And they also try to make it like a certain frequency, right?
That's not fair for all the independent artists out there trying to fucking,
it's not,
you know what
man.
I'm saying?
And shit, why can't they help me out, you know?
He found a hole in the middle of nowhere, so he opened it, having no idea what would be inside. This guy was traveling through the desert alone when an odd sound caught his attention, eventually leading him to a mysterious hole.
Subhanallah.
After opening it, he hears strange noises and thinks it's a nest of owls as he sees glowing eyes. What exactly is down there and just who sealed the door on them?
We all remember the seahorse emoji, right? It was just like that. It was in your iPhone when it came out in 2000 something. Well, do you really? Because it has apparently never existed. You got the horse emoji and you got the fish emoji, but there has never been officially any seahorse emoji. So why do we all remember one? It's not that they changed the labels on things like Cheez-Its, Fruit Loops, or Kit Kat. It's the Mandela effect. We're now on a different timeline where those things didn't happen. It's like a timeline, time warp loop. It's hard to wrap your head around, but that's where we're at.
The Gnomes, they were in charge of the genealogies, the knowledge, and the technologies, and they would kidnap people.
People say they are responsible for taking people through portals, disappearances, missing 411.
So when we look at the different types of elves, these are the dark elves. White elves are part of the pale white bloodline. It's an allegory for the giants. So when they show up in the Lord of the Rings, these are the royal elves. They have these very pale skin. They have red hair, blue eyes.
Are these genetic offspring of the Watchers, or are they going to be part of what we consider to be sort of like the angelic race?
They would be subject to the same issues that the giants. When their body dies, that spirit is released. It doesn't go to heaven.
So there's like a vast variety of demons.
It's the elementals that are obsessed with DNA and keeping their bodies alive, whereas the giants disappeared into our race.
So who's our real enemy? These guys, there's literally like 6 of them that control the oligarchs, from Elon Musk to Sam Altman to Peter Thiel, and all of these guys own the data, and we get nothing from it. And they use all of that data to feed us bull.
So basically what you're saying has happened is it's gotten out of control.
Power corrupts, absolute power corrupts absolutely.
I now have undeniable proof that there is much more to the Lindsey Graham situation than what we are being told, and no one else has this photo that just got sent to me. And it's much more than just the photo. I told you yesterday I didn't want to be that guy, but there's just so many things that don't add up with this official narrative of this illness, this, what, was it a heart problem they said? So I'll show you the picture in just 1 minute. But first, today, as of a few hours ago, they have 20 different FBI agents all outside of Lindsey Graham's house doing an investigation. Not just today, but also yesterday. So if it was just a health complication, what's up with the FBI? When does the FBI ever, especially, investigate that deeply into a health issue, right? That does not make sense at all. They're looking because there's more to the story. Now, yesterday I mentioned how I found it extremely odd his birth date to his end date was like this certain number, then 11, like September 2011. You get it. Of course, that also being the bottomless pit, deception, Apollyon, Apollo, Abaddon, the new archway being built in DC. And now Iran, shut up, made another video today showing Laura Loomer being the next target, the same person who cries wolf that there is some impending attack and doom for the United States from, you know, that one country we just mentioned. I'm not going to play the video because I don't want to label this video AI. But have you seen what's happening in Iran right now? The US is bombing the literal crap out of them right this minute, while of course this is all going on. Now back to the video. Is Iran really making these videos? Would they really try to take responsibility for the Lindsey Graham situation and then go into something much further than that? Completely unrelated, not relevant at all, just a fiction story. It sounds like a really good stage. Now, I'm not saying he did not pass away or he's still here. Who freaking knows? There's no way to prove really anything. You know, a lot of people pass away. There's people out there who say that people never pass away, and I think that's ridiculous. But check out this picture that got sent to me. Here's Lindsey Graham a few days ago flying on coach. First off, people like this very high up in the Senate, they obviously would be, you know, flying private or first class and being safe. But also notice the look on his face. But wait, there is more, much more. And shout out to GF Life, the guy who sent me this picture from his friend of him being on the plane. Get this part. So he randomly passes away after just talking to people in good health, completely fine, right? Well, you know, like one of his last ever statements he ever said was, "Before I die, I have to put sanctions on Russia." Who would randomly say that, y'all? So what do I think? I think that this story is gonna be subliminal, like on the back burner, like people are talking about it, but the news won't cover it. Then all of a sudden it's gonna come out that some country did something, and therefore now there's a giant conflict like the first one and the second one in the 1900s. And just wait till my secret project drops. I'm telling you, you're gonna love it. Oh, by the way, let me know what you think below.
Yo! That's not the toilet. That's the washer that goes with the dryer.
Have you ever done a test?
I'm not doing none of that shit.
Okay.
It's fake. They're testing to see what species you are. What bloodline? What is your superior bloodline? And what I mean by superior bloodline, I mean alien race. Are you Anunnaki? Are you Gray? Are you Palladian? Are you reptilian? Are you giant? Nephilim, yeah. What are you? That's the 5 bloodlines, the 5 main bloodlines.
How does that work?
Well, you see how the Greys abduct their own kind, and they use them.
The gray aliens?
The gray aliens. So again, you know how Eisenhower back in, I want to say the first experience was Roswell, and that was 1947. After Roswell, it was when he met with the gray aliens in the Nordics, which is AKA the Palladians. So it's making sense. So when Eisenhower signed the treaties, those contracts with the gray aliens, agreement was that the gray aliens could abduct as many people as they want in change of technology. They'll give them technology, but don't use get rid of all the nuclear weapons.
Are they doing remote viewing in a professional capacity at NASA?
No,
or?
well, I don't want to tell on anybody, but some of this is actually public, but nobody's noticed. One of the people at NASA has actually written a CIA training manual for remote viewing.
This is public?
Yeah. And that person did it before they came to NASA.
You know, they also have a patent, I believe in 2003, on a barrel-shaped asymmetric capacitor, and they say we're talking about Thomas Townsend Brown.
Oh yeah, that works interesting too. Yeah.
It's very interesting.
Yeah, there are handfuls of people doing weird things here and there, right?
Meteor showers prove that the Earth is flat. Look.
You always look up for a meteor shower. If the Earth was a spinning ball in space, meteors would be coming up from the horizon as well. If the Earth was a ball, meteors would be coming up from all angles. But they never do. They only fall from the sky. Meteor showers prove that we are not on a spinning ball in space.
What people don't know about Star Wars, it actually talks about the intergalactic war between the fallen angels, between these species that are outer-worldly, and people don't know this, but you even look, for example, like Yoda. When Aleister Crowley was doing a ritual, he summoned a entity that looked exactly like Yoda.
Mephistopheles?
Yes.
Yeah.
People think that, like, they just came up with this out of nowhere. Even Darth Maul, too. A lot of African warlocks were coming out saying, the Darth Maul character from Star Wars, we've encountered this entity in rituals. Where are they getting these ideas from? They are getting it from a different realm because it's happening in a different realm, and then they package it as fiction, so you never know about the unseen battle that they've hidden from us since the very beginning.
It's interesting the way that the Star Wars crawl is always like a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. It's like, what are you saying? Like, I mean, like, is this like a real story? You know what's even interesting is the way that Gnosticism is kind of an inversion, where they make the God of the Bible the bad guy. They make the devil the good guy in the story. In Star Wars, have you ever looked at Darth Vader's costume closely? It resembles like a high priest. He's got all the buttons on his thing. It looks like an ephod. They actually even said it used to have Hebrew letters on it. So if you think about it, the first Star Wars movie, you know, he's going into this meeting and he's like, this ancient religion you practice. And so when Darth Vader goes in there, like, to summon the Emperor, he goes into this room that nobody else can go into. He bows down, and then all of a sudden, it's like he's going into the Holy of Holies. It is the inversion, so like he is the bad guy.
I was eating lunch, and then I seen this on TV where they talking about the people in the Empire State Building. Help me understand. If this drone is making all these circles around this daggone building, why was it only one angle that now they're actually moving it, because I'm saying it, but go back and look at the original film. You see how the drone is showing that the drone is moving? You see all the buildings in the background, but they're not changing the angle of the video of the tower. You're looking at the exact same point on that structure, and they have went 360 degrees around the damn thing, but you're looking at one spot. Make that make sense.
See, look, bro was right. Look. You see the little ladder right there? See? You see the people right here? No. This is one side of the building. But look at the background. We spinning around the building, but we still see the ladder and the people. How are we doing the 360 around the building, but we still see the ladder and the people? How is that?
I'll put this peach in some vinegar water. Look what's coming off this thing. SubhanAllah. That's crazy. You got to clean your fruits. Imagine somebody eating this thing without washing it. Plain water won't do it.
Some people will see wax, others might see not. But what do you see?
Cenat's introduction is showing you exactly what happened to him if you actually pay attention. He is showing you the truth in plain sight if you actually pay attention. He is showing you that the current Kai is not the same Kai Cenat. Now, why would he show you this? Why? That is the question that I am asking each and every one of you. They have to do stuff like this. They got to show you exactly what is going on. Again, if you actually pay attention, he is showing you exactly what happened to him. Because you have to admit, he has looked and acted different for quite some time. Even during his return stream, he acted completely different. And when you look at the comparison before and now, again, you have to admit that something seems off. But maybe nothing is going on at all. And this is the same Kai Cenat. What do you think?
I'll show you a picture of what happens to a person when the spirit of death is taken off of them. This lady, you see her?
Yeah.
I was doing a deliverance, and Satan was up, and he started laughing. And God said, he's going to lift it. I said, you're going to lift that curse off that lady. That is my world right there.
Let's jump into this deliverance. Explain to us, the people watching, exactly what a deliverance is.
When you watch YouTube videos of exorcists doing their work, what you see are them going after the fruit of the problem, the demonic entity in them. Jesus, in the 4 Gospels, is doing the same thing. He's casting demons out. But he would always warn them, sin no more, lest something worse come upon you. And the scripture says that when a demon is cast out, it goes into all the dry places of the world, and finding no home, it comes back, finding the house in order, it brings 7 more, worse than themselves, to reoccupy the house. And so the latter state is worse than the initial state.
The house meaning the vessel, the person.
The vessel, the body, yes. What the church is supposed to do, through the power of the Holy Spirit from Acts chapter 2, the function of Christ, his ministry, is to heal the brokenhearted and set free the captives in that order.
They made a whole horror movie about a town that never stops burning, but they didn't tell you it's real. In Pennsylvania, there's a place called Centralia, and it's been on fire since 1962. It started with a simple trash fire in an old coal pit, but the flames reached something much deeper. An underground mine filled with coal that stretches for miles beneath the town. And once it caught, it never stopped. The fire spread beneath the streets, under homes, under schools, slowly turning the ground into a ticking time bomb. People started noticing strange things. Hot steam rising from cracks in the road, thick, toxic gas leaking from the earth, the smell of sulfur hanging in the air. One boy nearly died after the ground opened beneath him, revealing a pit of fire below his feet. Temperatures underground reached hundreds of degrees, enough to melt asphalt, enough to make the town unlivable. Families were forced to leave, house by house, street by street, until almost everyone was gone. Today, Centralia is nearly abandoned. Smoke still rises from the ground. The roads are cracked, warped, some completely erased by time and heat. And beneath it all, the fire is still burning. Experts say it could keep burning for another 250 years. A town consumed from below, poisoned air, empty streets. A place people had to escape just to survive. Sound familiar? That's because this real-life nightmare is what inspired Silent Hill. A town that looks normal at first, until you realize it never stopped burning.
We had to break into the armory. I said, what? He said, we had to break into the armory. He said, Rusty, there's $250,000 worth of weapons in there. I said, hold up. I said, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I said, you're telling me those people left 8, 9, 10 years ago, left $250,000 in weapons in an armory, federally regulated, has to be inventoried every year, documents have to be done every year. You're telling me that's what you found in there? Those people left in a hurry. He said, apparently so. He said, that's not even talking about the equipment. I said, what equipment? He said, the armory equipment. He said, there's $250,000 worth of machinery and armory equipment in that armory. I said, you're telling me they left with clothes in the washing machine and dryer, food on the table, clothes in the closets, and $500,000 of guns and equipment locked up in the armory, and they just left it there? He said, apparently so.
They clearly left in a hurry.
Clearly. What was it that ran those people out of there that never came, that wouldn't even come back to turn over the keys?
Yeah.
On this clearly.
After 10 years of not being there.
Yeah, clearly an expensive sale. You know what I mean? They made some money when the new guys, my guys, came in and bought the place. We were talking lots of money. Didn't even show up with the keys. The next day, so tells the owner, the former tier 1 guy, hey man, this is what happened. And the tier 1 guy, yeah. He was like, look, you know me. You know my background. You know I don't lie. He said, I don't know what it was. And the owner said, now the owner, former tier 1 guy, been all over the world, done lots of things for our country, says, I'm not coming back there till you kill it. So Michael gets a couple $100 of flour. He putting it all over the ground around there. I said, well, did you find a track? He said, not in the flower. He said, but then the next morning, he said, you could see from where we saw this thing to the tree line, a couple hundred yards, maybe 300 yards away. He said, you could see a trail, not footprints, but like where the grass, where the dew on the grass had been disturbed, all the way to the tree line. He said, I'll follow that. I got to the tree line. And then he didn't take a picture of it, but he drew a picture of the footprint that he found. It's almost like the two deer hooves, but supersized, and then a big ball at the end of it where the heel would be. I had him draw that on paper, and that's on the episode as well. But
so the track had resemblance of like deer hooves?
Yeah, like two pointed at the top and then come down like that with a big ball at the end where the heel would be.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't know what that.
Because this whole time I'm thinking, you know, like it'd be like a canine track, but you're saying that this is not canine.
I don't know what it is. That's the track he found.
Whoa.
That's what he drew for us.
Is the one who summoned the storm.
I got a question with that too. What you just said, them trying to teach everybody through symbolism. What if these aliens are returning back, like everybody said, like they were here thousands of years ago, and what if they were like, we taught y'all a language. That's why y'all did hieroglyphics. Why did y'all forget the language we taught you, and we're trying to teach you again through these crop circles that are the same symbolism as the hieroglyphics?
Because everybody the people that they talked to before is not all the same people that's on the planet now. Everybody wasn't on this planet. It's a lot of the different races that was on this planet. I keep saying there was about 5 different black races on this planet: Egyptians, Lemuria, Atlanteans, Olmecs, and there was another one, and that was it.
So like
and that was like possibly hundreds of millions of years ago.
But that's what I'm saying. So like that kind of time, like if you went to an island and you go to talk to a bunch of people who don't know English and you finally teach them English for 50 years and you leave and your family's bloodline comes back in 150 years, of course it's going to be a different language.
The mainstream might be hiding the land of Jesus. There's a YouTube channel called Leaving Babylon, and this woman discovers that there is land between Russia and North America that they're hiding, and that it's called the land of Jesus. Her video is like an hour and a half. I can't take any credit for this because she did all the legwork. I'm just summarizing what she did. You should go to her YouTube, follow her. She has some good stuff. All right, let's get into this. This map is by Caesar Cassani. Came out in the 1670s. Now check this out. This over here is California. And if you notice, California is completely split away from America. This is America. And this right here is the Terra de Isu. Now, what does that mean? What does Terra de Isu mean? So it turns out Terra de Isu means land of Jesus, according to Google Translate. And so it's Catalan. That's the language up there. So what is Catalan? Catalan is
There at the Antique Mall in Round Rock off I-35. We bought a beautiful antique armoire. I mean, this stuff was like early 19th century. It was beautiful. Heavy wood, bevel mirrors. We moved the stuff into our home, our rental that we were renting. And so my wife and I, just after we did that, we said, man, something didn't feel right in that house. And so the master bedroom door, if it wasn't closed all the way, if it wasn't shut, it would swing open by gravity.
Okay.
So I'm watching the news or something in the living room. My wife is getting fixed up in the bathroom. It was evening, and I hear her talking. This is before the use of cell phones.
So who's she talking to? Yeah.
I walk in the master bedroom, and I'm looking, and now the door is starting to swing open, and she's not there. I'm like, so I said, hey, were you talking to me?
Yeah.
She goes, yeah, you had the door cracked open. And I thought it was you looking at me as I'm getting dressed.
But you stated that if it wasn't fully closed, gravity would move it
Yes.
open. So somebody was holding it. Okay.
And then enough to peek at her as she's dressing.
If reality is code, then in theory you could rewrite it, like editing a video game. Does that mean time travel is real?
It's not necessarily that you can rewrite the game. You always move forward in a computational path. When something is rendered, fully computed, it can never be uncomputed. What can happen is that you can somehow find a route forward that would appear as if things going back. And according to Einstein, time travel is possible in certain conditions. It's called a decision tree. If this, then that. These two logical options have three others, each one, and then it keeps branching out. Those would be considered world lines or parallel worlds. In the case of time travel, the only way I can see that it would be possible is if people move across the same layer where you're at, where somehow these branches evolved slower and they would be equivalent to the past of yourself.
So Disney invented an invisible paint color. It's called Go Away Green. They want everything in the park to disappear so it won't distract guests. It's painted on everything on Disneyland, and you would have never realized it until now.
I've seen that a million times and never noticed.
Imagineers found that this specific shade doesn't draw the eye, meaning your brain tends to ignore everything you're looking at altogether. So the magic isn't always in what you see, it's in what you don't.
The last thing I need to explain is why Atlantis is still underwater. We have water that covers the earth with the flood, and there's kind of an obvious question, which is, well, where did all the water go? And the answer is it's all still here. The average depth of the ocean is 12,080 feet. So you have enough water on the earth right now in the oceans to cover the entire earth with water. And so whether or not water covers the entire earth is really a question of plate tectonics. I've got a balance here, and I've got 2 miles of ice right there. Whenever this melts, this is going to rise up and that's going to fall. And so that's why Atlantis is down under the sea while Athens isn't. The land itself is sinking. So even though the water changes, the relative position of Atlantis is down compared to where it once was. The way that you get rid of water that covers the entire earth, you make the deep parts of the ocean deeper, which causes those waters to fall into those deep parts of the ocean.
Interesting.
I'm super confused. Who is this guy? If anybody knows, spill the tea in the comments section.
Is here. The rest, that civilization was what, 11 million years ago? A million years ago, that civilization was existing.
Right.
So they probably was there 10 million, and then they die out. They couldn't figure out how to get out, and let's get out the simulation because, bro, if you have a hadron collider,
right,
and you're slamming particles together, it's gonna cause an explosion, right?
Right.
To tear at the fabric of space and time.
Right. So you
there's other stuff going on with that too. I want you to see something because
so that's why CERN is this. CERN is actually going through and opening up portals. That what you believe? That what you suggested?
I don't think what CERN is doing and portals are the same thing. Because I think that those pyramids was used to do something with portals as well. But I think that CERN is trying to tear a hole in the time and space to go into different dimensions itself.
So leave this whole universe altogether, the whole galaxy altogether.
To step into a different one. That's what I think that is about.
So they're trying to get close to the creator.
Yeah, because look, if they discovered dark matter, which is the matter in between this world and the next, they running to play with that, right? Because they got groups. Watch this right here. They got groups that are bringing in different creatures from those different dimensions that they're going into, that they open it up and bringing them over here. Whistleblowers been coming out about this.
Because that's kind of crazy because like you look into the wild, you seeing all this new species of animal just all of a sudden just popped
showed up. Nah, bro.
You ain't seeing that?
I've been seeing it though. They got certain groups that believe that they got Denisovans in Russia because there's certain parts of Russia that you cannot travel to, and there's not supposed to be nothing there. Certain groups think it's Denisovans there. You know, there's been sightings of the giant ground sloth.
Right.
It's animals showing up that people can't really explain. But when it comes to portals, all throughout history, you hear about holes opening up and things coming out of them.
Right.
You hear about this. Everybody watching this, you need to go check out Skinwalker Ranch. Go look up Robert Bigelow and the experimentation that they ran, because they began to interact with the life on the other side. And it made them uncomfortable when they stopped the experimentation.
Right.
That's what this shit is about.
Right.
So the guests he's been getting, we've had somebody who was on, who claims to be in a secret space program. I think that's this week's episode. No, it's a two-parter. But this dude claims that in the military, he was essentially inducted into this top secret program where, I mean, most people don't know this, but the United States has been engaged in a kind of galactic war. We're being run by reptilians. Gray aliens are essentially like IT workers. People don't realize that. One of the stories he told, and what's so interesting about his stories are the details. They take him into this office. They're about to introduce him to this program. He's passed an IQ test. Apparently, you have to have a very high IQ to get into this program. Very high. And it's not a normal, like, written IQ test.
Right.
They have some futuristic thing that just can tell if you're a dumbass or not. And he passes this. They bring him into an office. A gray alien waddles out.
No. From what, behind a curtain or a door?
A door. Like a little, I guess, a cat door or something. Like, he just comes
An
waddling.
alien uses a door? That's the part I don't get.
I wish I'd ask, because he would have an answer. He would have a great answer for that. In my view, it's like a cat door, like maybe a mid-sized cat door.
Okay.
He comes waddling out, long fingers, and he starts working on a Dell computer. They use him as IT. He just starts unscrewing a Dell computer, I guess, to put more memory in it or something. And they were looking to see how he would react to the fact that a gray alien was working on a fucking computer. And the story is amazing. He gets in trouble.
I don't believe they're going to fake an alien invasion. They'll realize that that's a dumb idea. I think after Disclosure Day, they realize that this is not going to work. No one cared about this movie. No one will care about an alien invasion. But they will fake a sentient artificial intelligence that we have lost control of. And that will work. Everyone will believe that. Am I right? If we lose control of artificial intelligence tomorrow, drones start attacking people, computers go down, whole power grids go down, and they tell you that actually we've lost control of one of these advanced artificial intelligence things. Will you believe that? You could believe that, right? But that will be fake as well. That will be fake as well. They will simulate the sentience. This is the simulated sentience hypothesis that will bring about the new Leviathan. And the new Leviathan of the new age will be simulated. Yes, I am absolutely mentally ill. I understand. I understand this. It's very hypocritical for me to say all this alien stuff is bullshit and then me tell you the craziest thing you've ever heard in your life. But let me tell you, Skynet will be fake. Skynet will be simulated, and that's what they're going to use. It's not going to be an alien invasion. It's going to be a simulated sentience invasion, a fake AI demon.
The periodic table is a lie. There aren't 118 elements like I learned in chemistry. There are 144. And the missing ones are the reason we forgot how to live forever, eternal life. It has to do with elements. Modern science only recognizes 118 elements because it's literally trapped in a collapsed light spectrum. Because you don't just live in the elements, you literally are the elements.
How can a country who prints its own money be in debt? You print the money. How are you several $1 trillion in debt? But we've seen Obama give Iran billions. They never built a road. What did they do? They built nuclear silos and missile silos inside of mountains. That's funding terrorism. We just seen the USA bomb the hell out of Iran. they get to a peace treaty and we give them billions of dollars to rebuild in exchange for they can't have a nuclear weapon? You ever looked at the nuclear weapon test videos?
No, I haven't.
So let's pull up one of those real quick. Now this is gonna blow your mind. This is gonna blow your mind.
They just said that the nuclear bomb is the reason why aliens are interested in our planet.
And this is why we haven't seen a nuclear bomb test or an explosion since Hiroshima and Nagasaki, because an atom bomb does what? It destroys atoms at its base rate, which is going to tear through the fabric of space and time.
And Wayfair, all that is true.
What was the Wayfair accusation again?
People were buying kids off Wayfair. And 100% I think they were. I have any doubt that they were. You got a cabinet and it's got a kid's name. It costs 30 grand and it's sub-IKEA quality. That's a child. It coincides when unaccompanied minors could come into the country under Biden and them. You know, we have 300,000 illegal kids missing still, right? Yeah, they're still missing. Any word on them?
No.
300,000? That seems like a lot of children. Wait
It's
a minute,
crazy.
We're being spied on 24 hours a day. You have a smart washing machine that watches you shower, but we can't find 300,000 missing kids? That's strange. They must have wanted that to happen.
If you can't pronounce it, it's very likely we probably don't need it in our ingredients.
This morning, we're here to announce that we have initiated an investigation into potassium bromate. Many of you at home are probably wondering, what is this? What is potassium bromate? Well, we're here to tell you. It is a chemical compound and it is an ingredient that is used in a lot of flours and baked goods that are sold across the United States. It has also been linked to many forms of cancer. It is a possible carcinogen. It has been banned around most of the world, and unfortunately, in the United States, it is likely still in the food that you at home eat. Nobody is getting sued today yet. We want to learn more information. We will be issuing subpoenas to companies that do buy and sell products with potassium bromate in them. We will be starting with General Mills and their subsidiary Pillsbury, and the list will likely go on from there. Our subpoenas will seek documentation on bromated products, including top Florida purchasers, disclosures provided to buyers, safety research and what executives at these companies have known, as well as, perhaps most importantly, sales to Florida.
That's also why bread and buns don't mold anymore. And that's a wrap on this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If so, don't forget to hit and smash the like button for me, smash the subscribe button, be part of the family. Remember, stay woke, and I'll catch you next time.